YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And it's so wonderful to be with all of you, welcoming you into your weekend. You made it, folks. You made it to the end of your work week, and now you have nothing but great sports ahead of you. Baseball tonight, some college football, but great college football tomorrow. A full slate of NFL Sunday ahead of us. There is so much to be excited about in the next 3 days. So, if you are excited, make sure you throw your questions in the comments section, whether it is about sports betting, fantasy football, constructing a good DFS lineup for Sunday. We're here to help you guys out, cash in on every single sport, everything that's going on this weekend. There is so much, and we're here for all of it. If you guys need help, throw your questions in the comments section. Also, if you have a take, we'd love to hear that as well. We're here for rants as well. Would love to know what you're feeling about the sports world and what you're thinking about these games coming up across college football, NFL, even baseball today and over the weekend. So, we're here to help you guys out with all of your fantasy plays as well. We did really well on our picks yesterday. Hope you guys have hit that follow button. Hope you guys are subscribing, because as you'll see, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, you'll see we did very well in our bets yesterday. For all of those that watch the show, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. No matter the platform you're watching on, we're live every single day of 2023. There will not be a day we're not live. I will be live on Thanksgiving. I'm going to be live on Christmas. I'm going to be live on any other holiday that most people aren't live, because it's sports, and that's what you do in the sports media industry. That's what you do. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for becoming part of the team. Great to have you with us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We just added another subscriber on TikTok. Hope you're doing it across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, because we're live every day helping you out with your sports bets, your fantasy plays, and again, DFS as well. So if you play DFS, we help you guys out, build a lineup that's going to cash, put money in your pocket. Jake, great to see a lot of subscribers. I agree with you. Wonderful to have more people a part of this great growing community of sports fans. With that said, our show is sponsored by SHARPZ. Make sure you hit me up, DM me on Instagram, ButtFumbleSports on Instagram. I'll give you guys a referral code. That way you can get all of my bets for free every day. I give out all of my sports bets for free. The reason I joined them as a sponsor and them as a partner is because I love the fact that they're a community. I love being able to share my picks with you guys. I didn't want to put up a paywall. They don't have a paywall. You can see all of my bets. All they're about is you can see my bets, and you literally can connect your sports book and hit my bet. Takes you right to your sports book. You can cash in. So make sure you guys hit me up on Instagram, ButtFumbleSports on Instagram. That's ButtFumbleSports on Instagram. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Of course, DM me on Instagram. We crushed it on our picks yesterday. Crushed it on our picks. Our SHARPZ play of the day went 1-0, obviously. Christian McCaffrey touchdown. At this point, it's a sure thing. NFL game picks. We cashed on 49ers money line, which means we cashed on that parlay with the Saints. Yes, way to go there. 49ers minus 7.5. Yes. 49ers minus 8.5. You know we cashed on that. Giants and 49ers under 43.5. I was sweating it at the end. I was sweating it with the safety. They even referenced it. Al Michaels, he may not be the most exciting broadcaster anymore, but he certainly does know what the spread and the total is, and I can appreciate that. So we cashed on that. We cashed on 45.5 as well. Our player prop bets crushed it as well. Only one stinky fish in this pond. Daniel Jones went over on the passing totals by a nub. Daniel Jones went over the interception. That was kind of by a nub as well. I was sweating that. Brock Purdy, he got to over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Deebo Samuel, anytime touchdown. Darius Slayton did his job on receptions. Isaiah Hodgins, where were you, ma'am? You were the only stinky fish in the pond. Did a good job other than that. Matt Breida over on receptions and Elijah Moore over on rushing yards. I kept that Derrick Henry play that we talked about yesterday up on the board if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. So that's another one that we're just going to keep track of. MLB, not as hot. We went 5-3. Overall, 16-4 day, including the SHARPZ play of the day. Hope you guys followed. If you did, hope you made some cash off of us. That's what we're here for. We want to help you guys out with your sports bets, your fantasy plays, your DFS lineups. That said, we're going to throw that away. That's in the past. That's you can see it on the record, but that's a success of a past day. Who cares? If you're a real sports fan, you know, just like Tom Brady would say, the best championship is the next one. The best cash ticket is the next one. Let's go hunt for it today. Hope you guys are with us every single day because we're live across all of these platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. That said, I know a lot of you guys are here for fantasy football advice, so let's get to that. And I know a bunch of you have subscribed, so I want to make sure I get to those questions as well. And I'm just going to throw up on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, just as some background for those that are watching the screen. I'm going to put up the stats of who are the best offenses, and I'll switch to defenses. I want to remind all of you guys that there's still there's stats behind all of this. There are trends behind all of this. The best teams to look at when it comes to offense, I'm doing offense first right now. If you're looking for some advice, what's the matchup? Who has a good matchup? Who has a bad matchup? Arturo, my guy, would you trade Mike Williams and Judy for Brian Robinson and Christian Watson? Right now, I'd rather have Williams and Judy because I'm banking on the fact that Watson not just comes back healthy, but that Jordan Love is going to continue to progress. I think what we saw is Jordan Love's going to be more week to week than a lot of people were thinking after week one. Mike Williams is the best player out of that deal. I love Brian Robinson, but Mike Williams is the best player in that one. So Arturo, for now, I'd rather have Williams and Judy. But if Watson gets back healthy, I'm going to lean then towards Robinson and Watson. Stacy, thank you so much for subscribing. Wonderful to add another subscriber to the community. Make sure you throw your comments in there, your questions. I'm here to help you out. So wonderful to have all you with us. Christian Beltran, pick one. Najee, Madison, Ford, or Woods for the flex. I'd go Robert Woods. Of all of them, I actually think Robert Woods has the highest floor, greatest opportunity to put points on the board for you. Ford has a really tough matchup against the Tennessee Titans defense. Najee Harris should be a better play. I would say Najee Harris, but the fact that I like Ty Warren maybe even more at this point tells you a lot about how I feel about him. And Madison, no trust there. So I'm going to lean slightly towards Woods at the moment, Christian Beltran. Josh Waldrop, should I try to make a trade to acquire Deebo Samuel? It's always a good trade. At this point, it's always a good deal. But there are certain wide receivers that I just feel really good about. Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase are the obvious. But I put A.J. Brown in that category. I put Deebo Samuel in that category. If they have a bad week or even two, I don't throw them away. They're in a different tier to me, and I know some of you guys have maybe leaned away from that over the last couple of weeks, but don't worry, the production is coming. By the way, Ayuk being out did help, but no, Deebo Samuel just showed you. I actually thought that George Kittle was a greater sign of Ayuk being out than anything else. Jorge, I love Hurts on anytime touchdown. Yes, Jorge's asking about a rushing touchdown for Jalen Hurts. I love that play this week. It's absolutely one I would go to. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Make sure you hit that follow button here to help you guys out with your picks. Keep or drop Madison. Personally, I'm dropping him, but it depends on who you're picking up. But right now, very little value there. Very little value. Brent, so great to have you as a subscriber. Wonderful to have you as a subscriber. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Guys, is this a subscriber-only show? Did I do that accidentally? Wonderful to have so many of you guys joining us. Stacy, thank you so much for subscribing. How about this? We'll stay subscriber only for a little while. Subscriber only, and we will go to YouTube. Stobo, Mostert or Zay Flowers? Stobo, I'm going Zay Flowers for sure. Zay Flowers for sure. Jake, let's go. Yeah, staying with subscribers only. So Jake, if you've got questions, Zach, what's good? Hopkins, Mostert, Pickens, pick two. I'm going to go Mostert and Pickens. I think that's an easy one, Zach. Mostert and Pickens. Arturo M. I have Mixon and Chase as well. Yeah, I feel better about both of them. Obviously, if Burrow's back, but if they're not, you got to feel okay about Mixon. Thoughts on Breece Hall? I don't like him this week. I could see him getting a breakout run here or there, but overall, not as high on him. I just think the Patriots are always going to say, we want to take away your number one and, if we can, your number two option. And there's never been a team in the history of the NFL where it was more obvious what the 1 and 2 option was. It's Garrett Wilson, it's Breece Hall. You take them away, it's Zach Wilson throwing to who? And I don't trust Zach Wilson. So I feel like you got to stop Breece Hall. You know Belichick's preaching that. That's why I'm fading Breece Hall as hard as humanly possible. Isaiah Bolin, between Kendry Miller and Javonte Williams, I'm going to lean towards Javonte Williams just slightly. Roberto Perez, would you trade Ramondre Stevenson and Amari Cooper for A.J. Brown? No, I'd ask for a little bit more. I think Stevenson and Cooper have a little bit too much value, especially over the course of the season. I think you should ask for A.J. Brown plus something else. Right now, we're doing a subscriber-only show on TikTok, and we are doing, you can also watch on YouTube as well. We will get to a show for everybody in a little bit, but Brent, thanks so much. It was wonderful to talk to you earlier today. It was awesome talking to you. Thanks. You gave me great advice. One of the reasons we're doing this now, the way we're doing it. User 207, Fields, Love, Richardson. Richardson is out. Richardson is not playing this week, folks. So Anthony Richardson is out this week. Fields or Love, I might lean slightly towards Fields, believe it or not. Love has a really tough matchup against the Saints. And I don't trust his passing his running nearly as much, obviously, as Justin Fields. And you gotta feel like, here's what I think about the NFL really quick. It's a series of pendulum swings. It's water splashing around in a bowl that ultimately finds its level. And so right now, we are pendulum swing. Justin Fields hasn't run the ball at all. He is, people are saying it's not a part of his game. What do I think is going to happen this week? I think he's going to run a lot more. I think they're going to encourage him to run a lot more. I think that coaches, more than ever, do hear the outside noise, in part because we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about analytics and data. It's not just the guy from the bleachers saying, hey, I think they should run more. No, the data is saying they should run more, and Justin Fields is going to be aware of that. So I think he's probably the best value right now out of that group. But if Christian Watson comes back and was fully healthy, maybe that would be the only thing to tip the scale in the other direction. But for now, user 207, it's Fields for me. Mendez, between Stafford or Stroud, it's very close. I actually am now starting to lead towards Stroud just barely, and here's why. Injuries to the Ravens right now. Injuries to the Ravens are really concerning. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. We are live every single day across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Or, I knew I was going to do that. I confused it earlier, and I did it again. Texans are playing the Jaguars. I think that's a good matchup. I think the Jaguars could be more vulnerable in the secondary. However, I'm also worried about the Ravens. So those are two teams. I had them both on my mind because they've been kind of swapping matchups between the Colts and the Texans. But that said, I actually think Minshew could have a decent day, believe it or not. So I'm not as low on Pittman as maybe others are. Again, because the Ravens just have so many injuries on that team right now. On the other side, C.J. Stroud against the Jaguars might be more points, so keep your eye on him. Brennan Garcia, Diggs, and Eckler for Devontae Smith and Jacobs in an 8-man league. Brennan Garcia, I'd rather have Diggs and Eckler, and it's not close. Eckler's out this week, and I still don't care. I'd rather have Diggs and Eckler for the season. It's not close. Trade Fields for Tua, yes. Right now, I think that's a good trade. If he can stay healthy, I think Tua has more value. Appreciate all of you guys being with us on TikTok and YouTube. Super C NBC just got offered Higgins and Kenneth Walker for CD in a PPR. I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb out of that group, I think. It's very close. Because right now, Higgins, even if he eats, he's eating at wide receiver 2 levels. I know he had a great week last week, but it's that kind of inconsistency. Kenneth Walker III, I like matchups at times, but 49ers are sitting there. There's some tough matchups still ahead. I think CeeDee Lamb, week in, week out, is going to turn into one of the most consistent wide receivers in the NFL. The way they're using him, and especially how the offense is now structured. You know what it reminds me of? The Indianapolis Colts when they had Edgerrin James and Marvin Harrison. And you saw it last week, which is the threat of Tony Pollard, Edgerrin James in my scenario, is so great that defenses kind of naturally kind of suck in, collapse a little bit, and there's so many like slants, quick routes, even those, one move and up routes that all of a sudden are very available to CeeDee Lamb. So love the opportunity there. If you guys haven't done so, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. We are going to be live on TikTok exclusively for subscribers a little bit longer. Let me put up, there's a way to do it. Let me put up the clock. Subscriber, boom, boom, boom. Okay. Set a timer. They gotta make it more than 10 seconds. They're saying it's 10 seconds. That's crazy. Appreciate you guys being with us. You know what? We gotta end this. We gotta get off. We gotta get everyone in here. It's a Friday. Everyone wants to talk sports. We gotta stop this. Let's get everyone on. We did add 4 subscribers, so not bad. not bad. But let's get everybody on here. Hopefully it's just not for subscribers anymore. If you're watching on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, we're certainly here to help you out. Roberto Perez, would you trade Breece Hall for Zay Flowers? Absolutely. I'd rather have Zay Flowers right now. Let's see if we're live for everybody across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Hopefully we are. Carter Newman, trade DK Metcalf and Pacheco for Keenan Allen. I'd rather have DK and Pacheco. Are we only for subscribers still, or is everyone allowed to comment? I'm hoping everyone can comment. If not, let me know. I'd like to give everyone the opportunity to comment. Let everyone be a part of that show. Is it still only for subscribers right now? Can a non-subscriber comment? I would think not, or otherwise I feel like people would. I don't know why TikTok's doing that right now. Oh, that's why. Okay. There we go. Everyone, you are free. Let's talk some sports. Let it fly. TW, okay, this might be a stupid question, but I'm wondering, Josh Allen or Stroud? It's not a stupid question this week. I think it's Stroud, actually. I'm worried about rain there in Buffalo, so it's not just an issue of Josh Allen going up against the better defense. Here, let me scroll down. You guys can see who some of the worst teams are right now in the NFL when it comes to offense. In passing offense, pest teams, obviously, Dolphins, Vikings, Rams. Rams might be surprising, but Lions, there you see the Houston Texans. So that's why C.J. Stroud, better play than people think. And on the flip side, looking at defenses giving up the most amount of passing yards right now, there you see the teams up on your screen. Now the Jaguars have been on the other side. A little bit better. Oh, wait. Flip it. There you go. Jaguars, there you see. Bottom 10, top 10. Tells you what you need to know. Week 2, C.J. Stroud, top 10, bottom 10. That's what you need to know. Let's get to your fantasy questions. Appreciate all you guys being with us. When we get 5,000 likes, we'll give out a pick for the day. When we get to 5,000 likes, we'll give out a bet for the day. Obviously, we did really well yesterday, going 16-4 overall, hitting our play of the day, going 3-0 in our NFL game picks, including a parlay. Went 7-1 in our player prop bets, and 5-3 in our MLB picks. So we'll be giving out some of our plays. Let's get to work, everybody. Brent, my QB Hurts. Yeah, love Hurts this week. Great team. Really solid. The top of your team is really strong. The only person I don't like right now is Kyren Williams, but even there, it's probably a better option than who's on your bench. George, I would go with Moss. Moss over Kelly, George. Aiden, if Jacoby Myers is healthy, I might consider it, but for the moment, I'm going Tutu. For the moment, I'm going Tutu. Just because that concussion, I'm a little bit worried. Make sure he's cleared, and I'm just a little bit concerned about Jacoby, actually. Chuck 302, should I start Derrick Henry or something else? I have St. Brown, Robinson, Olave. I mean, out of that group, Amon-Ra St. Brown could have a very big day, so that's definitely one that stands out to me. Maybe someone you want to consider instead, but I understand it. Drew, you're asking about Dean Kramer. Let's get a player prop bet up here. Let's talk about some baseball. Dean Kramer, you're asking about over on strikeouts. Let's look at it right now. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, you're going to see this live on your screen. We do our research right in front of you. The under is a much stronger play, 57% implied probability. I know the over has been a strong trend of late, though. Over the strong trend, however, the under the strong implied probability. Let's dive into it. What's behind that? Maybe in away games? Cash the last time. Can we zoom out on that? It's been a good trend overall. Cardinals, when he's played National League teams, interestingly enough, this trend has literally only missed against National League teams. That's bizarre. Very interesting. I mean, I know the implied... The Indians, that's what it is. The Indians are a really good contact team. The Indians are one of the best contact teams in Major League Baseball. So in that regard, Drew, it's not a bet that I like. It's one that I'm leaning away from. I understand why the under is the stronger implied probability. That's all based on the Guardians. But that said, I wouldn't touch this one. Let's get back to answering your fantasy questions. I meant to say Diggs and Eckler for Adams and Jacobs in an 8-man league. Brendan Garcia, I wouldn't do the trade. If you're getting Diggs and Eckler, I would do it, but you're not, so I wouldn't. Kara, Collins or Amari Cooper. Kara, I love Amari Cooper this week. Sergio, I would absolutely go with Zay Flowers over Wilson. Sergio, I go Zay Flowers over Wilson. Ty Dub, Collins, Lockett, Ridley. Ty Dub, I go Ridley. By the way, IP Shade has joined the chat. If you could help moderate for those who are gifting, who are contributing, IP Shade 45, if I'm missing their question, if you could just help me out, would certainly appreciate it. Garrett Tilley, I'd go with Moss over Hunt. I know Hunt's going to play, but I don't have a lot of faith in him, so I'm still going to wait on that one. Appreciate all those who have joined the show. Make sure you hit that follow button. We're live every single day, so of course follow, subscribe, make sure you're a part of this great community. Let's get back to work. Parker Lewis, I would go Hubbard. Barely. I'd go Hubbard. But I really don't like it. Thanks, Brent. Are we trusting Kyren Williams in flex this week? In the flex, yeah, maybe, but it depends who the other options are. Edgar, Evan Engram, or Hunter Henry. Ooh, I like both of them a lot. That's a close one for me. I like both of them quite a bit. I'm going to lean towards Ingram just slightly, but it's very close. Burrow or Geno Smith. You got to go Geno just because Joe Burrow is still dealing with the injury. Even if he plays, I wouldn't completely trust it where Geno should have a really favorable matchup. Again, when we get to 5,000 likes, I'm going to give out an MLB pick today. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you tap your screen. Appreciate you guys being with us. User 902, trade JT for Puka and Brian Robinson. I wouldn't do that. You're trading you're trading JT for those? Okay, yes, I would do that. I would do Puka and Brian Robinson. If I'm getting Puka and Brian Robinson, I would do the deal because that's getting something for right now, nothing, a lot of speculation. Even if JT comes back, I think Brian Robinson could actually match his numbers. Sox with 4 X's, Madison or Mostert. Oh, easy one, Sox. I'm going to knock your socks off with this one. Sorry, had to do it. Dad joke. Mostert by a mile. Mostert's the far better play. Anthony, Najee Harris or Zach Moss? I'd go Zach Moss. Let's jump on over to, let's see who's watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Zachary, hi, how you doing? FBG, start Dell, Connor, London, or Terry. I'd go with Drake London. FBG, JJ, I'd go with London. Wyatt 18, should I trade Kyron Williams and Kirk for Ridley and Madison? Yes, because I like Ridley more, but I don't like Madison. See if there was someone else you could get out of that deal. Breezy, Collins, Myers, Addison, Puka, Kirk, pick 2. Breezy, watching on YouTube, I would go with Addison and Kirk. Let's get back over to TikTok, answer some of these questions. Cousins or Allen? That's an easy one. That's going to be Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins over Josh Allen this week. Dustin Badman, Addison or Pittman? I think that the Richardson injury absolutely plays a factor. Dustin, I would go with Jordan Addison anyways, but it makes it a knockout blow. Jordan Addison by a mile. Ricardo, Connor, or Javonte? You got to go Javonte. Cowboys defense is enough for me to turn away from James Conner. Gary Williams, pick 1, PPR flex. Puka Nacua, Rashad White, or Calvin Ridley? Gary Williams, it's Calvin Ridley. Thoughts on Chuba Hubbard? I think his value actually might go up with no Bryce Young because they're going to rely that much more on the running game from the running backs. And therefore, I think that Andy Dalton also knows how to use his running backs when he's feeling the pressure to just dump it off. I think Chuba Hubbard's, his value actually went up. FBG JJ, Addison or London if Waddle doesn't play? I'm going to lean slightly towards Addison. I like both of them, but I think I'm going to go Addison. Colin Morgan traded Ken Walker, James Conner, and Dotson for Henry, Collins, and Javonte. Who won? I think Henry, Collins, and Javonte. I think so. Big Trev, are you liking Watson in a plus matchup or Trevor Lawrence? Oh, Deshaun Watson. Or Trevor Lawrence in a tough one? I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is a tougher one. Look, I love Deshaun Watson this week, but I still probably go with Trevor Lawrence. It's close. I understand because the passing opportunity, but I think Deshaun Watson, I can't trust him as much as Trevor Lawrence right now. Carter Newman asked Josh Kelly, Brian Robinson, or Pacheco. I'd go Pacheco 1 if he's fully healthy. I'd probably go Kelly 2 and Robinson 3, but it's close. Make sure if it's a PPR, that's where I come out. Getting back to TikTok, Tank Dell or Jackson Smith and Jigba at the flex. Both are good plays this week, but Tank Dell, I'm going to lean in his direction. Just more mouths to feed in front of Jackson Smith and Jigba. Plasm, bench 1, Puka, Olave, or Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's a toss-up between Puka and Olave in terms of who would I sit. But I'm going to sit Puka only because even though Olave has Jair Alexander, I'm just going to trust him. He's a wide receiver 1. He's shown that I'm just going to trust him. I'm going out on that limb. Colin Morgan, would you trade Henry, Goddard for Adams and Gibbs? Yes, I would, Colin. Yes, I would. Breezy, Mixon, Walker, Madison, pick 2. Breezy, I'd go Mixon and Walker the third. Danny 7, how do you feel about Christian Kirk this week with Zay Jones being out? I mean, you kind of answered it yourself. How do I feel about a player I already liked having even more opportunities to cash in? I love it. Once we hit 5,000 likes, we're going to give out one of our favorite bets of the day. We already talked about Derrick Henry yesterday, going over his rushing yards total, over 70.5 rushing yards. I did like that play after we looked at the trends. Kelly or Cooks? Peter, you got to go Josh Kelly if it's Brandon Cooks. Mateo, Hunter Henry, or Laporta. It's very close to me between the two. I'm gonna lean. I think, towards Hunter Henry because I actually think he's the number 2 option right now in the Patriots offense behind Ramondre Stevenson. I think he's actually ahead of Kendrick Bourne. Laporta, he's at least third, if not even farther back, between Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I also think some of those other wide receivers are starting to get favorability. So I like Laporta a lot between the 20s. I like Henry between the 20s and in the red zone. Mateo, I'm going to go Hunter Henry. Thornhill, start 2, Rachaad White, Kyren Williams, James Cook, Brian Robinson. Thornhill, I'd go Brian Robinson, and I'm going to lean for the moment towards James Cook as well. Battle of those two. There's supposed to be weather in that game. I could see that just being a sloppy game in which the running backs are relied on heavily. Carter Newman, DK, and Pacheco for Bijan. Great question. It's very close. I'll put it this way. I think it's a fair trade. I'd probably say yes. I'd rather have Bijan because I don't trust Pacheco. I just don't trust running backs. I feel like Andy Reid finds a new favorite running back each year and then just goes with them. And then Jerick McKinnon just cleans up in the passing game. But Bijan, I feel like, is a really safe play right now. So Carter Newman, I'll go Bijan. Just hope he stays healthy. John Bills, Fields or Geno? Oh, John Bills. You got to go Geno Smith. Geno Smith. Once we get up to 5,000 likes, we're going to give out one of our favorite baseball bets of the day. Money Branch. If Burrow sits, do I start Chase, have Nico on the bench? I still would. I'm still going to believe it. Well, no. Joe Burrow's got to play in this game. They don't have a backup. Do they? Like, who is their backup? Now that Will Greer is gone, like, literally, who's their backup? If they have Burrow on the field, which I think they will, I think Joe Burrow's going to play this game. So I'm going to go with Jamar Chase. I'm going to believe that he's going to play. I believe that he's going to play. If Joe Burrow does not play, and we get word of that, the problem is it's Monday night. And I understand because it's Monday night, you're put in a box. So if you don't want to take the risk, Nico Collins is a safe play. And you heard me just talk through that entire scenario right in front of you because I want to make sure you hear there's absolute conflict there. If Joe Burrow is healthy, even on one leg, Joe Burrow on one leg is probably throwing even more to Jamar Chase because there's such a trust factor and he'll have to get the ball out of his hands quick. It just, for obvious reasons, you like Jamar Chase. However, I can understand why at this point, Nico Collins is just safe. Just safe. Because he's got a favorable matchup. So, definitely something to consider. But for the moment, I like where we are. I like Jamar Chase in the lineup. John. Start Christian Kirk. John. Rami, R-A-M-I, Rami. Who should I bench out of Kenneth Walker, Kyren Williams, Chris Olave? I'd bench Kyren Williams. Dom, should I get Alvin Kamara for cheap? If you can. I think his price is going up faster and faster. I think people are understanding that running backs are such a tough position to have season long that his suspension might actually be valuable to some fantasy owners who got him in the draft. Ricardo, Connor or Godwin in a half PPR. Ricardo, easy one for me. It's Godwin. Yeah, easy one, Ricardo. It's Godwin. Urus number 1, A.J. Brown or DJ Moore. Guys, I told you last week that DJ Moore was one of my favorite plays of the week. I told you last week that Christian Kirk was one of my favorite plays of the week. You want to know who one of my favorite plays of this week is? A.J. Brown. Folks, A.J. Brown. In fact, right now, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, we are going to go look at this player prop bet. Because there's no way, I'm going to go on my little tangent right here. There's no way we're not looking at this bet right now. A.J. Brown is going to go off this week. Mark my words, he's got a great matchup against the Bucs. He is going to go off. Over on 68.5 receiving yards. Highest implied probability. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, you see the implied probability for receptions and over on receiving yards Wonderful to see that. Wonderful to see that. So everything leans towards that. I love the over on receptions. I think he's going to get 5 catches. I do like that. You guys know I like alternative lines. I don't even think I'm going in that direction. I'm going to put this player prop bet up on our board. A.J. Brown over 4.5 receptions. Really like that one. Getting it at DraftKings minus 160. Great play. Great play. A.J. Brown, love the matchup. He's going off. Calling it now. Would you trade Amari Cooper for Cooper Kupp? No, I wouldn't. Cade, Ridley, or Aaron Jones? I'd go Ridley. I'm still a little worried about Aaron Jones, even if he plays. Do you think Ridley and Kirk will cook? Yes. No. I think the stars of the Jaguars are going to star. I understand that the Houston Texans defense is better, but at home, I'm going to trust after a bad week that the stars of the Jaguars are going to be stars. Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk. Those are the 4 offensive players. I could see Evan Ingram getting in there. I feel like all of them could have good games. I feel like that's going to be a high-scoring game. That's just going to be one of those games that's going to be a shootout, and there are a couple of them this week, so keep your eyes out. Again, I want to just jump back to A.J. Brown. I'm not done. A.J. Brown over on receptions, over on receiving yards. On this one, I will look towards the alternative. Nope, nothing there. 68.5. I might take this one right now as well. A.J. Brown. The trends aren't going to play to it. The trends aren't going to play to it right now, and I understand that, and it's because he hasn't been doing that well in the last game. Outside of that, though, funny enough, the trends outside of that, this is cashed in 4 straight games, so the trends do work. A lot of green on your screen. The trends do cash on A.J. Brown over 68.5 receiving yards on the road. That's even better. Over 68.5 receiving yards. Guys, feel really good about this one. Feel really good about it. Obviously, he's got to stay healthy. Obviously, things have to go right. I'm never saying that anything is a lock. Other people can say locks. There are other people on social media, on other shows that use that word. I hate that word. Locks are terrible. Locks are like records. They're made to be broken. I hate locks. Locks are terrible. You know what I love? Freaking great trends. A great trend is 4 games in a row on the road. He's gone over this total. He's going up against a bad pass defense. We go to the Bucks, who have allowed bottom 10 in passing yards allowed. A.J. Brown over receiving yards. Andy just complained in the last game. You don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be trying to target him? This is one we like, guys. This is one I usually don't go crazy. I usually don't get on a soapbox. Guys, this is one we like. Need a solid baseball bet for tonight. We just went over 5,000 likes, so let's get that up there. If you guys love our bets, make sure you DM me on Instagram. I share all of my bets every single day. Let's give out one of my favorite bets today. This one I feel great about. A lot of trends behind it. Red Sox. Red Sox on the money line. Chris Sale on the mound. It's minus 210. Okay, maybe you guys don't want to bet that individually. Maybe that means you put down 2 units. I'm doing that more and more. When I see something that I like at minus 210, maybe I go to 2 units instead of just 1 if I like the bet and I don't want to parlay it. However, I think this is a good foundational piece for a parlay. I don't go crazy with parlays in baseball. 3 games at the most, 4 games at the most. So that's what I would do, though. This would definitely be one of them. Pitts or Goddard. Pedro, of all weeks, I actually think Pitts might have a good opportunity this week. Goddard, again, might get a lot of targets. I don't know if he's going to get the yardage. Zach, pick 2. CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, Puka, or Mike Williams. Oh, fortunately, this is an easy one, Zach. It's CeeDee Lamb and Mike Williams. Zach, it's CeeDee Lamb and Mike Williams. Jordan, Kirk or Swift this week? Great question, because I like both of them a lot. It's too bad you can't get both in the lineup. But Jordan, I'm actually going to lean towards Jordan Swift. I think just slightly. It's very close between the two. But but actually when it's that close, I go towards who's going to have their ball in their hands more. Kirk isn't going to get more than maybe 8 targets the whole game. Swift is going to get more than 8 rushes. He should be able to get you 12, 15 rushes. So those carries are obviously going to get you yardage, going to get you points, and hopefully happen in the red zone as well so he can get a touchdown. Sherry, Kendry Miller, or over Kyron? I still lean towards Kyron Williams just slightly. Zach, we answered that one. Rafael Rodriguez, DJ Moore, and Nico Collins this week. Oh, very tight. I'm going to lean towards DJ Moore. I still trust that they're just going to get the ball out quick, get the ball in his hands. Kansas City doesn't have a shutdown corner, so I'm still going to trust that. Start Joshua Kelly this week. If you're in a PPR, Wizard of Oz, if you're in a PPR, I feel better about it. If you're not in a PPR, no. If you're not in a PPR, I would not start him. Getting to a couple questions that I'm seeing on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. John, 24-1. Should I trade away Mike Evans, Cole Kmet, Zach Moss for Mark Andrews? The answer is yes, John. I think you're giving up a little bit too much because Zach Moss has some value, but not when Jonathan Taylor comes back. So, John, I would make that deal. John, I would make the deal. Yep, John, would make it. Pacheco, Algier, White, Sanders, Dotson. FBG, I would go Pacheco and Algier. Pacheco and Algier. Funky B Money, Diggs, Mostert, and Evans for Hill. Yeah, okay. I understand it. You're giving up way too much Funky B Money, but I understand it. Greg Gilbert, Pickens or Flowers? Greg Gilbert, I'd go Flowers. Greg Gilbert, I'd go Flowers. By the way, speaking of Flowers, thank you guys so much for hooking us up with our live goal. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys supporting the show like you do. No matter the platform, we're live every single day on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick. So make sure you hit that follow button. We are growing like crazy. It is so wonderful to have all of you as a part of this community. Make sure you hit the follow button. That way you never miss a show. We are live every single day. So hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're a part of this amazing community. And I just want to say thank you. You guys make this show possible. You make this network possible, this community possible, this business possible. So thank you guys so much for your support. Jorge, we'll get to a couple of those player prop bets in a little bit. Going to continue to answer fantasy questions for the moment. Mark Gonzalez, I moved Devontae to the flex and Nico to wide receiver 1. I don't know if that little lineup move necessarily matters. If Smith sits, switching with... Okay, I understand it. Yeah, that's fine. If you're worried about Smith, I get it. Now I understand it. That way you have the running back option at the flex. I get it. Start 2, PPR. I'd go Swift, and I'm leaning towards Edwards, Ryan. Swift and Edwards, I think. It's very close. Aramis, Hall, or Henry. I'd go Henry. Aramis, I'd go Henry. Kobe Fisher. I don't like that deal. I don't like that trade. Nick Stoll, 256. I'd go Mike Williams. Nick Stoll, 256. All three of them could have great games. Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, and Amari Cooper. All three are going to have good games. All three are player prop bet probabilities for me. But that said, Mike Williams is the best one of the group for me. Quint Ashworth. Kirk Cousins, buddy. Kirk Cousins is absolutely the move. Bold, Tutu or Godwin. Bold, I'm going to lean slightly towards Godwin. I don't feel great about it because of Slay matching up against him, but I'll lean in that direction. Yay, I'd go Chuba Hubbard because I don't know if Gainwell is going to get his job back or any kind of touches in relation to it. So I'm going to go Chuba Hubbard. I think they're going to have to use him a lot. JG Photography. We actually did the subscriber-only show at the beginning of this show, but I'll probably do a subscriber-only show later tonight. Let's say probably like 11. I'll probably do a subscriber-only show around 11 tonight. So if you guys aren't getting your questions answered and you're like, screw this, I'm going to bounce, go have dinner, go do something, and I want all of his answers, all of his bets, everything, I'm going to give them out during the subscriber-only show at 11. All you have to do is subscribe. And that will be a subscriber-only show. It won't be for everybody to preview and watch. And no, that's going to be a exclusive subscriber-only show. Start getting a question from Kick. Start Gibbs or Mostert? Oh, you got to start Jahmyr Gibbs this week. Jahmyr Gibbs is one of my favorite plays of the week. Speaking of which, let's go back to that one. Let's actually also give that one out. I want to go look at Jahmyr Gibbs as a player prop bet as well. I think he could have a massive week. So let's get that one up on the board. Jahmyr Gibbs, over half a touchdown. I actually love that one as well. Minus 135 on DraftKings, the best odds. Jahmyr Gibbs, let's get that one up on the board. Now, I don't want the rushing touchdown. This is an important distinction, guys. I don't want the rushing touchdown for Jahmyr Gibbs. I want the anytime touchdown because I could see him getting it in the passing game. So that's one I wouldn't want to necessarily miss on if you are considering it. Over 11.5 rushing attempts, I also think that's a good play. I also think that's a really strong play. It has the strong implied probability, but against the Falcons, with David Montgomery out, that's another one that I like. Rushing yards, not necessarily one that I'm going to go to, actually. Funny enough, it's actually one that I might not touch, depending on where it's at. 77.5 on the total, rushing plus receiving yards. Yeah, he'd have to get to 50 for rushing yards. I think he does. I lean towards him getting there, but I don't have enough conviction, so I'm not going to put that up on the board just yet. When we get to 10,000 likes, we're going to give out another MLB bet, folks. Once we get to 10,000 likes, we'll give out another MLB bet. Goofy Gibb, I'd actually go Tank Dell. Goofy Gibb, Tank Dell. Jorge, I'd go Mike Evans. Mike Evans. FBG, Kirk or Burrow. I'm going to lean towards Christian Kirk. Jorge, which one you talking about? Jorge. With the prize picks comment, which one you talking about? Let me know. Let's get back to TikTok answering your questions. Jahir, Dak or Lamar Jackson. Wow, don't you feel like that's going to be close? I'm going to lean towards Dak. I'm going to lean towards Dak a little bit because I think the Colts defensive front might, I don't know, be a little bit it's close. Jahir, I'm going to go Dak, but it's very close. Very close. David G. Yes, David G, I would do that deal. David G, I'd do that deal. IP Shade 45, Burrow might not play. Vikings should have some good scoring. I totally agree with you. If I was your situation, I'd do Kirk to play it safe unless you have another option. IP Shade 45, I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you between Kirk Cousins and Joe Burrow. Brett, Addison or Moss? Brett, I'm going Addison. Addison should be a good play. Too much for the bullshit. Don't I know it? Tank Bigsby will make an impression this week. I like that prediction. Too much for the bullshit. I like that prediction. Too much for the bullshit. I got a challenge for you, okay? I'm on the SHARPZ app, and one of the things I like about the SHARPZ app is I can see your bets. I challenge you, take a player prop bet with Tank Bigsby. I want to see it out on the SHARPZ app. I'd be curious to know what that line is. Let's see. Too much for the bullshit. Let's see if you talk some bullshit. Jake, start one, flex PPR. Shaheed. Man, there's something about Tony Bell that in the back of my mind, I think there's some value there. Of anyone in this group, I might lean towards Jackson Smith and Jigba or Hubbard. It's close. Jake, it's really interesting the four players you have. They all have the potential to have a good game. And they all have the potential to just be a disaster. We just got pinned. Pick one. If Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't play, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins. Wizard of Oz, Drake London. Wizard of Oz, Drake London absolutely would be the play for me. PPR, Mostert or Madison. User 1496. I'd go Mostert. Moderators, feel free to pin. I'm good for you guys pinning. Flowers or Pickens? I'm going to lean towards Flowers just barely. Garrett Wilson or Addison? I'll go with Jordan Addison. I'm going to be flipping back between TikTok and the other platforms, so I'll let the moderators feel free to pin some tweets for those who have been contributing to the show. Matthew T. Matthew T, it's a great question. On this one, I might lean towards Taysom Hill. I think Taysom Hill might have some value, especially in this game against the Green Bay Packers. Matthew T, this is the kind of week I can see Taysom Hill getting a touchdown. It's at Lambeau. Don't you feel Dennis Allen and the rest of the Saints, they know. Like, that's just the poetry of football. I bet Taysom, I want to see right now. This is a long shot. This isn't a favorite play. This is something I'm just curious about for my own educational purposes. What's Taysom Hill getting on an anytime touchdown? Plus 240 on FanDuel, plus 205 on DraftKings, plus 210 on BetMGM. You know what? I'm putting it up on the board. I'm not saying you guys should tail it. I'm saying I think this one cashes. Over half an anytime touchdown. I think this is cashing. I think this one's cashing, folks. By the way, it's the plus 240, the best odds on this one, Taysom Hill. I'm taking that one. West African Medic, Pitts or Caden Otten? West African Medic, absolutely go with Pitts. Adrian, should I trade Kyron Williams and Puka? Yes, I would. If you could package them both and get good value, yes, I would. D-Hop or Tutu? Really good question on this one. I'm going to lean towards Tutu, believe it or not. Doc McLovin, Henry or Goddard? I'd go Hunter Henry, Doc McLovin. Oscar, James Cook or Ridley? Oscar, Calvin Ridley. Jasmine, Ridley or Puka? Jasmine, I'd go Calvin Ridley. Garrett Tilley, I'd go Zach Moss. Raphael, I'm going to lean slightly towards Breece Hall. Just more opportunities there, Raphael. If you guys want your question answered right away, just contribute to the show. Not only will I see it next to your name, the little icon, but we also have our moderators checking it out. Like Barely Positive, I'd go DeAndre Swift. By the way, we also answer questions on YouTube. That's actually a fast way of getting a hold of me as well. So you can contribute to the show on TikTok or you can watch on YouTube. So, a couple of different ways that you guys can watch the show and get a hold of me. Junior, you know what's up. You're taking care of, you're handling the moderator deal. Jair Espino. I'd go Ramondre Stevenson. Forgive me for butchering your name. 415 AG, I'd go Swift. Caesar, I'd go Pickens. Sean Campbell, I'd go Kelly. Carter Newman, I'd absolutely trade Gainwell for Addison. If you can get Addison right now, guys, I told you at the beginning of the season, I told you week 1, week 2, I'll say it again. Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison are guys you want on your team. I also like Jahmyr Gibbs. I also like Bijan Robinson. Those are the 4 rookies that I was crazy about all season long. I think Dalton Kincaid will get there. It's going to take a little time. I think Luke Musgrove will get there. It's going to take a little time. Remember Michael Mayer, for the Raiders, he'll come. It's going to take some time. But for now, we all know that those 2 wide receivers and those 2 running backs are almost must-plays every week, or at least you're debating it. So, absolutely, if you can trade for them, go get them. User 6766. I'm going to lean slightly, I think, towards Tutu. Just barely fewer mouths to feed around him. So, Ben Garza, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Seb Veska, I'd go Calvin Ridley. Barely Positive, thanks so much for subscribing, buddy. Appreciate all those that watch the show every day. Again, if you want your questions answered, just contribute to the show. A little icon shows up next to your name. Makes it really easy to find it. By the way, moderators, help me out. If I'm missing any questions by anybody who's been contributing to the show, make sure you pin it. I want to make sure I take care of those folks right away. We are live every single day, everybody. There is not a day that we're not live, so make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe, because there's not a day that we are not live. Barely positive. Barely positive, so appreciate you. Once we get to 10,000 likes, we're going to give out some more bets. We're going to give out some more sports bets. We've been giving out some good player prop bets, though, so far. I really like the player prop bets that we've got up on the board so far. I know Taysom Hill's a bit of a long shot, but I like that one. We did really well last night, going 7-1 on those. Again, these aren't my picks. This isn't like Taysom Hill might be the only one actually where it's like, I feel like that's a good opportunity. But every other one, that's why I say don't tail me on Taysom Hill. That's a personal pick. Don't tail me on that. These other ones, all trend-based. All trend-based, all data-based, all analytically based. That's why you want to follow Butt Fumble Sports, because we're looking at the data. You don't want to be like Mark Sanchez and follow some of these other guys who are eating hot dogs on the side. So that said, make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. We are live every day. My background is in sports media, sports content, and I love quantitative analysis, so sports betting and fantasy football just kind of all came together for me, and I absolutely love it. Doc McLovin, Henry or Goddard, answered that one. Doc McLovin, I'd go Hunter Henry. Nick, Dameon Pierce, Jerry Jeudy, or Jerome Ford. Tough matchup this week. If Dameon Pierce has health on his offensive line, I lean towards him, but I don't think he will. I think it's Jerry Jeudy. It's very close. If that offensive line of the Texans is healthy, I'll go Dameon Pierce. So keep your eyes out, Nick, on the injury report. Not on Dameon Pierce, but rather his offensive lineman. Liam, start Hollywood Brown or Sutton. Liam, you're starting Hollywood Brown. Liam, you're starting Cortland Sutton. Liam, you're starting Cortland Sutton. Please forgive me. You start Cortland Sutton. Please do not start Hollywood Brown. Carter Newman, no draft today. FBG, I said go with Tutu. FBG, I'd go with Tutu. Ziad, help. Christian Kirk or Ziad, I'd go Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk would absolutely be the play for me. Ziad, thank you so much for supporting the show. It's Christian Kirk. Absolutely would be the play for me. Let's continue to answer your fantasy football questions on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. Again, those who contribute to the show, we will focus on you guys first. We'll prioritize you guys first. Like Jordan. Jordan's asking about Terry McLaurin and Jerry Jeudy. Jordan, I'm going to lean towards Jerry Jeudy. There's a little bit of weather in that Washington game. Worried about that and the matchup. I'll go Jerry Jeudy. Sal, A.J. Dillon or Ford. Sal, I'd still go A.J. Dillon even if Aaron Jones plays. That's how much I don't like Ford's matchup against the Titans. So, Sal, I'd go A.J. Dillon. Ziad, thanks so much for your support, and we got to your question. Happy about that. Adam Johnson, I lean towards Tony Jones Jr. Adam Johnson's asking Herbert or Tony Jones. I'd go Tony Jones Jr. Thanks so much, guys, for supporting the show. Wonderful to have so many of you guys with us every single day. It's great to see the familiar faces, familiar followers. Okay, if you guys support the show, I'm going to prioritize you. Let's do a rip of them. FBG watching on Twitch, appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. Okay, let's do a rip of them on TikTok. Jackson Williams. I go Mike Williams. I like both of them, but I'm going to lean slightly towards Mike Williams. I think he's just going to have a monster day. ... Mostert or Javonte. I'd go Mostert. Mostert over Javonte. Foco 36. I'd go Drake London. I'd go Drake London. Julian, Cooks, Waddle, Dotson, or DJ Moore at the flex. I don't think Waddle's going to play, and that's what blows this up. So I think you got to go DJ Moore. If Waddle somehow plays, I'd go with him, but I don't think he necessarily will. So I'd go DJ Moore. I am worried about Waddle's status. Stuss, S-T-U-S, Stuss. I would lean towards Tua. Even if Waddle's out, I'm still leaning towards Tua. I'd go with Tua over Fields. Barack. I'd go Drake London. Barack, I'd go Drake London. Even in the Standard League. Raphael, what do you think of Tony Jones since Williams is out? I think he's a fair play in a flex situation. Logan, Mike Williams or Calvin Ridley? I have to go Mike Williams. I love Mike Williams this week. Christian Vasquez, yeah, we cashed on Debo. Came just in time. They were targeting him in the red zone. It was too bad we couldn't get Kittle as well. There was that one pass interference where we almost cashed on that as well. That was a bet that I had exclusively on SHARPZ. Christian, I hope you and everyone else who wants my bets every single day DMs me on Instagram, Butt Sports on Instagram. I give out my bets every single day on the SHARPZ app, so just DM me on Instagram. I'll hook you guys up with a referral code. That way you can see my bets every single day. You can find them all there, every single bet I make. Player prop bet, game pick, whether it's the NFL, MLB, when NBA starts up. I bet on everything because I just love talking sports. I look at data all the time to make my opinions, make rants, obviously help you guys out with the advice. So if I'm using that knowledge to cash in on some bets, why not? Zig Mover. I'd go with Godwin. Zig Mover, I'd go with Godwin. Thanks so much for the question. Brandon Da 559. I'd go, oof. No, I wouldn't do that deal. Brandon Da, I'd rather have Robinson and Thomas. Scott Boyd, I'd go with Moss. Thigh, rate this trade. You receive Bijan, Akers, and Pittman. You're trading Hunt, Connors. Thigh, love the trade. Love that trade. If you're getting Bijan, Cam Akers, and Pittman, 3 valuable players right now. Hunt, don't know his value. James Conner, that's the one maybe decent player on a sinking ship. Jordan Addison has good value, but not to the level of Bijan, maybe not to the level of Pittman, maybe not to the level of Akers. Thigh, that's a great trade. Great trade. FBG, thanks so much, man. Appreciate your support. Chris Garns, start Fields or Dak? I'd start Dak. I'd go with Dak. Zach, Stevenson and Diggs for CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown? That I do. Just be wary of giving up the running backs so quick. Running backs are so valuable. And as we're seeing, this is why I talk about prior to the season when we're doing drafts, get your running backs. Because running backs, yes, the stars go down, but they are so valuable. Once they go down, you don't know if Josh Kelly's giving you what Austin Eckler did. At the same time, Tank Dell came out of nowhere and could have good value. Nico Collins came out of nowhere, could have good value. Romeo Doubs, week 1, came out of nowhere and had good value. You can find running backs week in, week out. You can find wide receivers week in, week out. Running backs are so valuable. Wide receivers, easy to find. Running backs, super rare. Get those running backs, hold on to them if you can. Or if you're going to trade them, value them a little bit more. If it were chess, value them like a queen, not like a castle. It's a little bit more value. They can do more. There's more production there. It's just you don't want to give them up too quick. I gave up Olave, Puka, and Stevenson for Pollard. I hope you're stacked at wide receiver because you gave up way too much value in that deal. Christian, rate my running back room. Bijan, Kyren Williams, Gibbs, and Ford. I really like it because Bijan and Gibbs are probably good starts week in, week out. And Kyren Williams and Ford can be good substitutes for them when necessary or decent flex plays. Trip 3. I'd go Mike Williams. Trip 3. I love Mike Williams this week. Let's look at Mike Williams, actually. That's another player. I want to get a player prop bet up here. By the way, we just hit 10,000 likes, so I'll give out another MLB pick. But before we do that, let's look at Mike Williams on a player prop bet. I absolutely love his player prop bet, and so does the implied probability. 61% on over 4.5 receptions. Now, if you can get this at 4.5, I love it at 3.5. You can't get it on the alternative lines. I bet someplace you can find it. But for now, I'll put this one up on my board as well. Mike Williams over 4.5 receptions. Great implied probability on this one. Great implied probability. Away games, not a great trend, but I'm okay with it. Why? Because it's not necessarily about the trends of the past. It's about the matchup of the present, and the stats tell you all you need to know. The Vikings suck against the pass. The Vikings suck against the pass. There's no other way to say it. So, because of that, Mike Williams getting over 4.5 receptions is a play that I like. I'm getting that at minus 155 at its best odds. Minus 155. I'd also look at Mike Williams on over receiving yards. That's another good play. 64.5. Not as good an implied probability. Still a good bet for me. Again, because of the Vikings. God awful against the pass. God awful against the pass. Minus 115 on DraftKings makes this the best bet. Lastly, I'm not going to put it up on my board, but this is a good bet. The implied probability says so, but also Mike Williams just does this. He is a deep ball option. You even see where he missed. These are decent. He's missed 3 weeks in a row. Wouldn't be surprised if this one cashes, though. That's over on receptions, 24.5. Right now, I'm not putting it up on my board. A little bit too much risk for me. But that's another one that maybe you should consider. Mike Williams on over 24.5 receptions. Definitely one I'd think about. Lastly, I'd think about over on a touchdown. Over half a touchdown at plus 180 on FanDuel. I'd think about it. I'm not going to bet it for now, but I'd think about it. I definitely think about it. Him and Keenan Allen, put some thought into it. That said, let's get one of our favorite MLB picks up on the board. How about that, folks? Another MLB game pick that we love today. Taking the Tigers on the money line. Cashed for us last night. Taking it again. Minus 160 is what I see it at. Tigers on the money line. Tigers on the money line to go with Red Sox on the money line. 2 bets that we really like today. Giving that out because we hit 10,000 likes. Getting back to your fantasy football questions, let's answer them. Corey J. Benson. I would go with Hopkins out of that group. I hate everyone in that group, to be honest, Corey. Terrible. But I'd go Hopkins. Jordan, we'll answer that Amon-Ra St. Brown question in a little bit. Should I trade Olave and Aaron Jones for Josh Allen? No. Absolutely not. I would not do that. I mean, if you really need the quarterback, I don't feel like you have to give up that much. I feel like you are giving up way too much value for Josh Allen. Brandon Daw, 559, Robinson and Wilson and Mike Thomas for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Javonte Williams. No. You're giving up way too much. I'm always assuming, by the way, that the first thing you put is what you're giving away. So I read it as Brian Robinson, Wilson, and Thomas is what you're giving away. I'd rather have those 3 than the 2 you'd be acquiring. Potato, Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. Man, I love them both. I probably like Mike Williams more for yardage. I probably like Keenan Allen more for the touchdown. That's kind of been the MO of those 2. But I feel like both are going to go off. So I feel like both could be good plays. Dave, Godwin, D-Hop, or Pickens. Dave, I'm going to lean towards Pickens just slightly. And the reason why is I like the matchup Godwin has against the Eagles. But Slay, he's probably going to get matched up on Godwin. So I like it less. I think I like Mike Evans more than Godwin in that game because of Slay being on Godwin. But I think I like Pickens overall out of the group you mentioned, Dave. Dewey Z, a trade. Laporta, DK, Judy, Ford for Jacobs and Keenan Allen. You have Waller. Yes, I would do that deal. Dewey Z, yes, I would do that deal. I think you're giving up a little bit too much because Ford could have some value. Judy could have some value. But overall, I think Jacobs and Keenan Allen become starters in your lineup week in, week out. And I think I know that's what you're looking for. Is Kendry Miller playing this week? Yes, he is, but I'm not big on it. Elijah, Gus Edwards, or Kareem Hunt? Elijah the GOAT, I'd go Gus Edwards. Elijah the GOAT, I'd go Gus Edwards. Let's answer some questions on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Bros Before Hose 150 is asking for another MLB moneyline play. Should we give it to him? Let's do this. If we get one person to subscribe on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, if one person subscribes across any of the 4 platforms, we will give out an MLB pick. How about that? Because that's something you can control. That's something you can do. Bros Before Hoes, if you subscribe on Kick, boom, you'll get an MLB pick. How about that? Challenge to you. Naz, thoughts on Josh Kelly versus Minnesota? I'm not crazy about him in standard leagues. I really like him in PPR leagues. I think PPR is where the value is for Josh Kelly. Emmanuel sent Nico Collins, Saquon, Brian Robinson for Bijan and Tank Dell. Oof. I think you're giving up a little bit too much value, frankly, because I think we're believing too much in Tank Dell, where Nico Collins is higher on the depth chart. Saquon Barkley and Brian Robinson, you could argue, are two starting running backs in a fantasy league week in, week out. I really like Bijan, but I don't know if you're getting enough value. Either upgrade the Tank Dell side or maybe ask for another player. I think the person who has Bijan knows that you're kind of really on the hook for him. I think you're giving up a little bit too much. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. When we hit 15,000 likes on TikTok, we will give out another MLB game pick. Or next person who subscribes, that's another way. Of course, Bros Before Hoes, you could also DM me on Instagram, Buttfumble Sports on Instagram. That way, I will send you the referral code for the SHARPZ app, and you can see all of my bets every single day. So there are plenty of ways in which you can get a hold of my picks every day. Jacob, should I trade Connor for Kyron Williams? I would at this point. Ricky, DK Metcalf and Miles Sanders for Diggs. The answer is yes, but I don't feel great about that. I don't feel great about it because the running back, again, there's additional value there. Brandon Duh, Kenneth Walker, and Mike Thomas for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dude is desperate for a running back, and I have the best in our league at the moment. The answer is okay, fine, but I like Kenneth Walker. I like Michael Thomas. Like, I don't know if actually Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to outscore either one of them. If I feel like between the two, like Kenneth Walker III has a great matchup this week. Maybe next week, like last week, Michael Thomas had a great matchup. Kenneth Walker III played well. You know, that's why I don't know if I give it up. Like, yes, I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, but Kenneth Walker III and Michael Thomas are going to outscore him. I know that's one player versus two, but it's versatility also on your bench. It's ability to maneuver if you have bye weeks, if you have injuries. I don't know if I wouldn't be that quick to make that move. Puka for Kamara. Paul Love, I kind of like it because you're really trading the flavor of last month to get the flavor of next month. And I think that's a good little maneuver there if you're able to do it. Appreciate all of you guys watching the show across all of our platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. We are live every single day. There will not be one day of the year we're not live. So make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. When we get to 15,000 likes, we will give out another MLB game pick. 15,000 likes to get another MLB game pick. We are going to do a subscriber-only show probably at like 11 o'clock tonight. So if you guys want to get exclusive access to fantasy football advice, 11 o'clock tonight, subscriber-only show, only for subscribers. It's not just going to be subscribers can only comment. Only subscribers can watch that show. So it's only going to be for the subscribers we have. So you have to subscribe now in order to watch it. So there you go. Let's get back to answering questions. Marius, I'd go Zay Flowers. Marius, I'd go Zay Flowers over Mostert. It's very close, but I'd go Zay Flowers. Miguel Gonzalez traded Godwin and Connor, who were both on the bench, for Brandon Ayuk. Who won? It's pretty close. I'm okay with the deal. I don't actually think Godwin is that big, like Ayuk is that big an upgrade from Godwin. So, Miguel, it's not a great trade, but I'm not going to hate on you either. I hope you're having a nice night. Zach, Dameon Pierce or Jerick McKinnon? Oh, that's a great question. If the Houston Texans offensive line is healthy, I'm going Dameon Pierce. However, if it's not, Jerick McKinnon, doesn't it feel like this is going to be a Jerick McKinnon game in which he gets a touchdown against that Bears defense? I kind of like Dameon Pierce right now, but Zach, keep watching the show because the closer we get to Sunday, I might change my take on that one. Jerick McKinnon, kind of an underdog touchdown pick for me, kind of like Taysom Hill. Jay, Brown and Jacobs for Jefferson. Think you're giving up a little bit too much, but I understand it if you really want Jefferson. He's that valuable. What do you think about Gus Edwards this week? I think he's worth the start in a flex role. Not necessarily RB2 if you don't have a quality running back, but really I don't think he's going to give you enough points in that spot. M. Would you trade for Tyreek Hill? You'd have to give up a ton. King's ransom to get Tyreek Hill right now. That's the problem with having trying to get Tyreek Hill, is the owner knows that you want him so bad that you're willing to give up way too much. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Keep tapping that screen. Once we hit 15,000 likes, we will give out some more MLB game picks. We can also answer some player prop bet questions if you guys want to get to that. But tap that screen. Let's get up to 15,000 likes. Start Goff or Geno. I'm going to lean slightly towards Geno Smith on that one. A-star 45-45. I'm going to go with Algier. A-star 45-45. I'm going Algier. Appreciate you guys tapping that screen. London or Javante. Gabe, I'd go London. Gabe Sands, 13. I'd go Drake London. Raul, Geno, Stafford, or Wilson. I'm still going to lean towards Geno Smith on that one. Just barely over Stafford. Bryce, Tutu Atwell, or Mike Thomas. I'm going Mike Thomas. If I've answered your question, tap that screen. Appreciate your support. Dave Benson, Mike Williams, or Christian Kirk. In a PPR, Mike Williams. You see it up on the screen. Definitely a player I like this week. So Mike Williams is definitely someone I'm super high on. What's good, baby Santa? Just got offered Cup for Mike Evans straight up in a half PPR. I don't think it's terrible. I just think you're giving up a sure thing for something that you don't know. If you're 2-0, why do you need to take the chances? Why do you need to gamble? Christian Vasquez, due to my lead drop, Pierce, should I pick him up? Christian Vasquez, pick him up so quick. Pick him up incredibly fast. Nathan, trade Ridley and Herbert for Ford, Javante, and Edwards? No. The only valuable player in that entire trade is Ridley. You'd only do it if you're desperate for running backs. And if you are, I still think it's not a good deal. Diego Guzman, should I start Lamar Jackson or Tua this week? Diego, I'm going to lean towards Lamar, just barely. I know there's some people who are really high on Tua. I understand why, but I like Lamar a little bit more. Raul, I'd go Gus Edwards. Raul Reyna, I'd go Gus Edwards. J-Bands 69. I'm going to lean towards Justin Fields. Answered this one at the beginning of the show. I think Fields gives you just a little bit more because of the running option. That's why I'm leaning in that direction. When we hit 15,000 likes, folks, we will give out another MLB game pick. So make sure you tap that screen. Make sure you get us up to 15,000 likes. Kyle, I'm going to lean slightly towards Pacheco if he's healthy. Kyle, I'd go Pacheco if he's healthy, but it's very close. If he's not healthy, it's Moss. Mass Ass, Mac Jones. By the way, Mass Ass, I can tell you're a masshole. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Chris, Gus Edwards or Olave in the flex? Ooh, great question. Very tough, but I'm going to lean towards Olave. Even against Jair Alexander, I'm going to trust Olave to get you enough points, especially because I think Derek Carr is someone who kind of just challenges cornerbacks he probably shouldn't too often, burns them sometimes, but he just over-targets wide receivers that he likes. We are closing in on 15,000 likes. The moment we do, we're going to give out another MLB game pick. Appreciate all those who are tapping that screen. Vince Ochoa, I'd go DK Metcalf. Vince Ochoa, DK Metcalf. Cal, 12831. Cal, I'm going to go with Pierce. Cal, I'd go with Pierce. Should I start Breece Hall this week? Depends on your options, but for the moment, I lean towards yes. Baby Santa, I think Mike Evans could be volatile week to week, but Kupp, when healthy, is a safer, higher floor. I don't know. I feel like with Baker Mayfield, we kind of know what this offense is. They don't have a great offensive line in Tampa, so they're going to have to get the ball out quick. I actually feel like the running game is going to be used more, again, to then set up play action. But I don't think the running game is going to be that good. They're going to rely heavily on Godwin and Evans throughout the season. And this is the last season that they have Evans. He's going to be gone after this. So I also don't think they're like trying to save him. They're trying to run him into the ground and then peace, let him go. So I'd rather have Mike Evans than a lot of other wide receivers right now. Nate Warren, 88. I'd go Njoku. Nate Warren, 88. I'd go Njoku. Scary Terry, should I use the number one waiver priority on Akers? Yes. Yes, I would. I actually think it's a good move. Chris Powers, should I start Flowers or Thielen? Oh, Chris Powers, Zay Flowers. Chris Powers, I'd absolutely go with Zay Flowers. Smash, I'd go Deshaun Watson. Smash, I'd go Deshaun Watson over Jordan Love. If you love the content, if you love the conversation, make sure you hit that follow button, everybody. Hit that follow button up on the screen. Make sure you remember this amazing community. Butt Fumble Sports is live every day. So make sure you follow us. Make sure you're a part of this great audience that's live every single day. Max, Goddard or Ferguson? Max, I'm leaning towards Ferguson. I love what I saw last week. Think he has the potential to get even more opportunities, especially in the red zone this week. So Max, I'll go Ferguson. Adam Kurtz, I'd go Zay Flowers. Yeah, I'd rather have Zay Flowers. Mitchell Woodhurst, I'd go Christian Kirk. Mitchell Woodhurst, I'd rather have Christian Kirk, and it's not close. Don't trade him away for Madison. Jack Goldberg, 5. I'd probably start Drake London. Jack Goldberg, 5. I'd probably start Drake London. You can hear I'm getting a little more confidence in Ritter. It's just barely him over DJ Moore. Andrew, start 2. Andrew, I would start Raheem Mostert and Pickens. Andrew, I'd start Mostert, Raheem Mostert, and George Pickens. Wizard of Oz, what's your upset for this week? What's my favorite upset? We just got to 15,000 likes, so I will give... I'll figure that out in 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to give out my MLB game pick right now because we just hit 15,000 likes. And the next one I'm going to go with is going to be the Brewers on the money line. Brewers on the money line, taking them at minus 145. Feel really good about these 3 plays that I've given out so far. Okay, Wizard of Oz, I'm going to challenge you right now. I will give out my favorite NFL upset, but we gotta set the market something. Wizard of Oz, you haven't subscribed. Wizard of Oz, you haven't become a subscriber yet. So, Wizard of Oz, if you subscribe, I will give out my favorite NFL underdog upset of the week. All you have to do is subscribe. How about that? Wizard of Oz, challenge, ball in your court. Gus Edwards or Tutu Atwell? Jared, I'm going to lean towards Gus Edwards. I don't feel great about it, but I'll lean towards Gus Edwards. Thigh, Goff or Watson? Keep one, drop one. Oof. If I had to keep one, I might keep... it's tough. Because Watson's going to have a good week this week, but his inconsistency is glaring. Where Goff, his consistency is there. I'm going to lean towards Watson because you might want him this week. Goff, I think you'll be able to pick him up in future weeks. So I'll say keep Watson, drop Goff, but I don't feel great about it. John, 316 cards. Do you think I should bench Chase and put in Puka if in place of... If Burrow is out, yes. If Burrow is out, yes. Jason, who to flex? Collins, Godwin, Londoner. Jason, I'd go Drake London. Jason, I'd go Drake London. Nathan, I'd rather have Williams and Gibbs, I think. It's close. I think Ridley is the best player, but I think Williams and Gibbs will offset the value enough. Now that we know Khalil Herbert is a droppable player. Griffin, do I start A.J. Dillon or Tutu Atwell? I'd start A.J. Dillon. Raul Reyna, pick 2. Devontae Smith, Mike Williams, or Pittman. Raul Reyna, I'd go Devontae Smith as long as he's healthy, and Mike Williams. If Smith's healthy, I'd go with him, but I'd absolutely go Mike Williams. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. We're live every single day across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. We are live every single day. So I hope you guys are with us every single day. Love being with you. Hope you are enjoying the show. Hope you watch us every single day. We are so grateful to have you with us. When we hit 20,000 likes, we'll give out another MLB game pick. We will give out another MLB game pick at 20,000 likes. And for our Sharps play of the day, I'm going to give out a college football pick right now. College football obviously has a great schedule this weekend. So let's go to college, and let's talk some college football for a second. Sharps play of the day. I am going to Alabama. Believe it or not, I'm going to Alabama. Game between Ole Miss and Alabama. Got to find it here on the Outlier app. Ole Miss and Alabama. Over under 55.5. No. Now, Butt Fumble Sports, as you know, is about alternative lines. And I'm going to take alternative lines. This is at 55.5, but I can get the under at 57.5, 58.5, 59.5, 61.5. They are all good plays. You don't hit minus 200 until 61. So from 60.5 down, it's a good play. However, I'm just going to let you guys know I'm taking this multiple ways. So first of all, I am going to take the 55.5, but I'm going to be crazy. The Sharps play of the day is not that. The Sharps play of the day is going to be a little bit more conservative, under 59.5 at minus 174. That's Ole Miss, Alabama, under 59.5 at minus 174. Okay? That is our Sharps play of the day. You're going to see that up on the SHARPZ app. If you guys want my bets every single day, you can follow all of my plays, all of my bets every single day on the SHARPZ app. It is the best social network for bettors to be able to share their bets, see other people's bets, give each other some commentary. Are you following? Are you fading? You can follow all of them. Just DM me on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. But this Sharps play of the day, under Ole Miss, Alabama, under 59.5. Now, that's the Sharps play of the day. That's the one we have greatest confidence in cashing. But I'm not done there, folks. I am not done there. So, I am also going to give you a college football bet right now. Oops. College football game picks. I'm taking this multiple different ways. So I'm taking Ole Miss, Alabama, under 55.5, 56.5, 57.5, 58.5, and you already know the 59.5. So you already know I am all over this. I am all over this play. I could not like the under in this game more. I looked at the trends. I looked at the data. I looked at everything. Under. I'm just going to put some of these in here. So 56.5 is minus 124. $57.5 is 137. Guys, we like these plays. Minus 137 on that. And the next one we like, 58.5, minus 157. Minus 154. Minus 154. These are great plays. These are great bets. I'm taking these. You can't stop me. 55.5 was minus 106. For those that are curious. So, giving out those, that was my Sharps play of the day, and that's a bunch of picks for the Alabama game, Ole Miss Alabama game tomorrow. So, giving out a bunch of those for you right now. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are going to be with us tomorrow. We are going to be live tomorrow for our college football pregame show. We are going to do that pregame show We'll probably do that pregame show at like 10. We'll probably come on. We'll be live at like from 10 to like 11:30. So if you guys want to join us, probably 10 to 11:30, I'll do a pregame show, college football tomorrow. We're going to do multiple shows tomorrow. A subscriber-only show. We'll do a show for everybody in the afternoon. We'll be live a lot tomorrow, helping you guys out with your fantasy football questions, your sports betting questions, and everything else. So, getting back to some of your fantasy questions, we only have a few minutes left in the show. We're going to hop off in just a couple of minutes, so make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. We are live every day, Andrew, appreciate your support. Make sure you, if you like our bets every day, DM us on Instagram. DM us on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports will share the link with you guys. Jeff7270, thanks for subscribing. By the way, Jeff, I'm going to do a subscriber-only show later tonight. Subscriber-only show later tonight. So if I didn't get to your fantasy question, your sports betting question, and you want, by the way, not just advice today, every single day, exclusive. I will always answer subscriber questions. Make sure that you guys subscribe today, and make sure you join that show later tonight. Exclusive for subscribers. Only subscribers, so make sure you hit that up. Tyler, college football DFS. I haven't done a DFS lineup for college, Tyler. I haven't done one, and you know why? Because I don't know college football players well enough, and that's something I'm going to be honest with you about. I scout for the NFL for college. Like, I love doing that. I love scouting players at the college level, but I don't know enough about college player props to be able to provide that or to be able to do DFS. So, Tyler, I'm going to tell you what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, because I never want you thinking that I'm always saying, you know, I'm great at everything. That's nonsense. I am good at baseball. I'm really good at the NFL, as you can tell from our picks last night. College football, feel better about the game picks, feel better about our totals. When it comes to player props in college, I don't feel as good about it. If you guys have contributed to the show, I'm looking for your questions now. I want to prioritize those. Appreciate all those who have been with us across all of our platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Gabe, what do you think about giving Brian Robinson and A.J. Brown for Mixon? No, I'd rather have Brian Robinson and A.J. Brown. Gabe, I'd rather have Robinson and Brown. Chris, traded Kyron, Josh Kelly, and London for Jacobs and Chris, I hate the trade. Chris, I hate the trade. User 48, as someone who ended up with both Christian Kirk and Ridley, which should I trade and what for? I'd trade Christian Kirk. I'd see if I could get an okay running back. Maybe I'd trade Christian Kirk for like a Jordan Addison. Maybe you could swing that. It's kind of close. I don't know if they do it, but something to consider. Full PPR, trade Waddle for Flowers. I think it's a fair trade right now, only because Waddle has the concussion, but over the course of the season, I still expect Waddle to probably get you more points. User, okay, we're getting through some of the same questions now. Traded away Bijan, Amari Cooper, and Pacheco for Justin Jefferson Walker and Aaron Jones. I like that. No, I like that. If you're getting Justin Jefferson Walker and Aaron Jones, Francisco, that's fun to say. Francisco, that is a good trade in your favor. G, what's up, G? Hunter Henry, Pacheco, or Sky Moore? Ooh, very tough for me. I lean towards Pacheco, just slightly. I do think Sky Moore could be a sneaky good play. I think Hunter Henry is such an important part of that Patriots offense. But for now, I'm going to lean slightly towards Pacheco, just barely. Monitor his health status, though. Definitely something to watch. Again, once we get up to 20,000 likes, I'll give out another MLB game pick. We have more MLB picks to give out, so make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you tap that screen. Kevin, CeeDee Lamb and JT for JT and Wilson. I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb. Kevin, I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb. Junior, Goff or Allen. This week, it's Jared Goff. The weather alone makes me worried about the Buffalo Bills in Washington. That defense isn't bad either when it gets a pass rush home. I'd go Goff. Junior, I'd go Goff. Nathan, glad you started Debo last night. We felt good about him. I'd start Mike Williams over Zay Flowers. I like both of them a lot, but I like Mike Williams more. Should I trade Puka for Kyron and DK? Yes. Yes, you should. Smooth J, yes, you should. Zach, Lamar for Olave. Not a bad trade. Depends who your backup quarterback is, but I like it. You already know what's up. Yes, I do, because I'm saying I'd go with Zay Flowers. You already know what's up. I'm going with Zay Flowers. Lock it up, sports. Hey, lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up, sports. I'd go with Zach Moss. Lock it up, sports. I'd go with Zach Moss. TJ, I'd go DeAndre Swift. TJ, I'd go DeAndre Swift. Connor James, 796. I'd go with Mostert. Connor James, 796. I'd go with Mostert. Even in the PPR, I like Kelly in the PPR, but I prefer Mostert. The matchup for Kelly isn't great. Should I bench Waddle this week? Evan, I think the concussion might force that hand anyways, but I'd monitor the status. If he's on the field, I'd play him. Because the Dolphins are not going to put a player out there who is at risk for concussion if he's not ready to be back after what happened last year. Max Worley, start Breece Hall or Jerome Ford. I'd actually start Breece Hall. Ford has a brutally tough matchup this week against the Titans' run defense. Breece Hall I actually prefer. Ryan, Jay Kelly, Jay Warren, Zach Moss, or Herbert. In that one, I'm going to lean towards Zach Moss, Ryan, just barely over Kelly. Ryan, I'd go with Moss, barely over Kelly. Evan, I'd go with Zay Flowers. Jude, start 2. Herbert, Edwards, Connor, and Pierce. Jude, I'd go with Edwards and Pierce. Edwards and Pierce would be the 2. Allison, Josh Kelly, or Sanders. Oof. If it's a PPR, Allison, if it's a PPR league, I'd go Josh Kelly. Otherwise, I'd go Miles Sanders. So PPR league, I'd go Kelly. Otherwise, Miles Sanders. 6, the number 6, Amon-Ra St. Brown over Pittman. 6, I'd go Amon-Ra St. Brown over Pittman. Appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. We are live across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. There is never a day that we're not live. So make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Relo 4, Michael Thomas, Gabe Davis, Jacoby Myers, DJ Moore. Which 2 for the flex? I'd go Michael Thomas, and I'd go DJ Moore. Relo 4 or Relo IV. I was looking at it Roman numeral style. But Michael Thomas and DJ Moore. IP Shade 45, great to see you. Marius, I'd go with Mostert. Would I pick up Jacoby Myers? Yes, I would. I would pick up Jacoby Myers. Pittman or Zay Flowers? I'd go Zay Flowers. Thanks so much, IP Shade 45. How about this? I want to give out some more picks for everybody. So this is what we're going to do. I am going to change the live goal. Instead of you guys tapping the screen, I'll change the live goal. We'll set the live goal to just one thing. And the moment we get it, we'll give out a pick. You guys know which one's one of my favorites. It's the confetti. So every time we get the confetti, we will give out an MLB game pick, and we'll keep doing that until the end of the show. Calvin Ridley or AJ Brown. Daniel, I like Calvin Ridley. This week. I love AJ Brown this week. Daniel M, you got to go AJ Brown. User 4807. Thanks for bringing this question up. User 4807. This gives me an opportunity to say this. Jalen Hurts is about to ball. Jalen Hurts is going to go off against the Bucs. You know I like A.J. Brown already. I love Jalen Hurts this week. Jalen Hurts is a player you need to have in your lineup. If you got him, put him in your lineup, folks. You don't want to miss out on having him. So make sure that you guys hit us up. And with our bets, you're going to find on the SHARPZ app, make sure you know that Jalen Hurts is a play worth making this week. So if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you get Jalen Hurts in your lineup, because that is one you do not want to miss. By the way, I just screwed that up so mightily. There you go. Watson or Wilson? Daniel, I'd go Watson. Jesse Cooks, I'd go Zay Flowers. Jesse Cooks, I'd go Zay Flowers. It's just me. Is Myers going to be fully healthy? I don't know yet. That's why I lean towards Warren. I don't feel great about it. It's just me, but I'm going to lean towards Warren because it's very dicey for me about Jacoby Myers' status for that game. Colin Maffey. You think Justin Jefferson will get traded? Not a chance. There is no frickin' way the Vikings trade Justin Jefferson. No way. They would have to get such a haul back. I just don't see it happening, especially midseason. No chance. No chance. GS, I'd go Zach Moss. User 2078, I'd go Mostert. User 2078, I'd go Mostert. T-Bot, I'd go Judy. T-Bot, I'd go Judy. Rookie Pookie, I'd go Tank Dell. Rookie Pookie, I'd go Tank Dell. Raphael, I'd go Addison and Flowers. Rafael Carrizo, I'd go Addison and Flowers. Finley M, I'd go Keenan Allen. Finley M, I'd go Keenan Allen. Goddard or Henry, I'd go Henry. If you guys want an MLB game pick, all you have to do is complete our live goal. All we got to do is complete our live goal. Flowers or Mostert, Max. I'm going to lean towards Flowers just slightly over Mostert. Do you do prize picks? I help people out. I don't do them, but I help people with them. Bilbo Swaggins, great to see you. Bilbo Swaggins, Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, or Addison. I'd go Addison this week. Bilbo Swaggins, 169. I'd go Addison. Warren or Algier, rest of the season. I'd go Algier, rest of the season. I'd rather have him on the bench. Jude, would you buy low on Madison? No. Akers is, I'd rather have Cam Akers. I think Cam Akers is the speed you need. Saints or Seahawks defense? Great question. I got to go with the Seahawks. It's Andy Dalton coming off the bench. He's ice cold. And we already saw that the Panthers' offensive line is susceptible to the pass rush. So for a number of reasons, I'm taking the Seahawks. I like the Saints. I think I like the Saints. I like the Seahawks more, though. Mason Christ, I'd go Flowers. Mason Christ, I'd go Flowers, even over Kirk. It's close, but I'd go Flowers. Miami or the Bucs defense? Oh, Miami. Bucs defense is about to get worked. User 4087, you got to go with Miami. Baby John. Oh, Baby John, you jumped on me. I'll get back to your question in a moment, I guess. Up there it is. Baby John, I'd go Jordan Addison. Baby John, I'd go Jordan Addison. Samuel Robinson, I'd go Lockett. Samuel Robinson, I'd go Lockett. Brock, start Collins, Addison, or Judy. Brock, I'd go Addison. Jules, I'd go Josh Kelly. Jules, I'd go Josh Kelly if it's a PPR league. Got to make sure it's a PPR league. If it's not a PPR league, I do not like it. If you guys are following us, make sure you hit the follow button. Or if you're not following us, make sure you hit the follow button. We are live every single day, so make sure you hit that follow button. We are live every single day. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. It is so great to have all of you with us. We are live across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, answering your questions. When we get to 20,000 likes, we will give out another MLB pick. So if you want another MLB pick, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit that like button. 20,000 likes. That's how we get up to another MLB game pick. User 4087, I'd go with Mostert. Savio, trade Josh Allen, Laporta, and Henry for Tua, Pollard, and Dalton Schultz. I think I'd rather have Allen, Laporta, and Henry, actually. Freddie, I'd go with Christian Kirk. Fizz 909. I'm going to lean towards Zach Moss. Fizz 909. I'd lean towards Zach Moss. Jacob Wilson, I'm going to go with Tua. Jacob Wilson, I'm going with Tua. Daniel, Madison or Moss? Daniel, I'd go Moss. Thayer, I'd go Addison. Jay Woody, I'd go Christian Kirk. Once we get up to 20,000 likes, I'm going to give out another MLB game pick. But we only have a few minutes left of the show, so make sure you tap that screen. Nick Marr, it's very close. It depends on the status of Aaron Jones. You know what? Nick Marr, the Saints defense is good enough. Nick Marr, I'd go Christian Kirk. DeAndre, I'd go Devontae Adams. DeAndre Rogers, I'd go Devontae Adams. Ethan MacArthur, I'd go Mike Williams. John Peters, I'd go Amari Cooper. Over Pittman. Jay Lopedog, cashed on the 49ers and Debo. Jay Lopedog, that's why we're here. We went 3-0 on our NFL game picks last night. 3-0 on our NFL game picks. We went 8-1 on our NFL player prop bets, including our SHARPZ play of the day. Our SHARPZ play of the day cashed as well. Again, our SHARPZ play of the day for today is actually a college football one for tomorrow. It's the under 59.5 in Ole Miss, Alabama. Ole Miss, Alabama, under 59.5. That's our SHARPZ play of the day. If you want all of my picks across college football, NFL, MLB, make sure you DM me on Instagram, ButtFumble Sports on Instagram, and I will share a link for the SHARPZ app. The SHARPZ app is free. You just connect your sportsbook. If you want to tail my picks, you can just see them if you want. You don't have to. But if you connect your sportsbook, you literally can follow my bets. If you like a bet that I have, you can click it, takes you right to your sportsbook, and you can bet it right away. Makes it really easy. You know, sometimes you hear someone, or you'll watch on Twitter. You'll see on Twitter like a great trend or a great bet. And it's like, okay, now I got to go to my sports book. I got to log in. I got to find that bet. I got to put it in. This is just a seamless way of like, oh, ButtFumble Sports has a bet that he really likes because of a trend. I'll just follow it really fast. So make sure you DM me on Instagram, ButtFumble Sports on Instagram, so you can get that referral code and link. Make sure that you hit me up, ButtFumble Sports on Instagram. Jansen York, I'd go Shaheed. J21, trade. I traded Garrett Wilson and Hawkinson for Pittman, Goddard, and Dotson. I don't really like it that much, if I'm being honest. J-Man 1684, I'd go Nico Collins. J-Man 1684, I'd go Nico Collins. Nick, I'd go Godwin. Just barely. I'm not crazy about that. Nick, I'm not crazy about that at all. It's a PPR league, so I'm going to change that. Nick, because it's PPR, I think I go Kelly. He has too much value in a PPR league, even with a tough matchup because of the passing game. Nathan, trade Hopkins for Rashad White. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, actually. Roberto, Javonte Williams, Kelly, and Christian Kirk with Zay out. Got any opinions on the two I should start? I would start Kirk, and I lean towards Javonte Williams, I think. Just barely. It's close. Hunter Henry or Christian Kirk? I'd go Christian Kirk. Josh Waldrip. I still got to go Derrick Henry. I still believe in Derrick Henry. I think he'll get a touchdown. I think he'll go over 70 yards. So I think it's Henry number 1, Mostert number 2. If you guys want my sports bets, just DM me on Instagram, ButtFumble Sports on Instagram. I also should say, we actually give out our bets on Sundays as well. I put out a newsletter through our website, buttfumblesports.com. There's a link in our bio, buttfumblesports.com. That newsletter is free. You can sign up on our website. I give out my favorite NFL game picks, player prop bets, and the DFS lineup that I'll be playing on Sunday. So all you have to do is go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter. That's another way that you guys can get my picks. Peyton Mill, I'd go Mike Williams. Peyton Mill, I'd go Mike Williams. Alex Sipes, I'd go Gus Edwards. It's close. Zachary, I'd go Jordan Addison. Zachary Blanton, I'd go Jordan Addison. Again, sign up for that free newsletter on our website, buttfumblesports.com. buttfumblesports.com. There's a link in our bio on TikTok. On YouTube, you can go to it pretty quick, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. The newsletter will be in your inbox. The newsletter will be in your inbox at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. on Sunday morning if you want my favorite NFL game picks, player prop bets, and the DFS lineup. That should give you guys plenty of time to put in those bets. 6 a.m. in your inbox. So go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for that free newsletter, and that way you can get that newsletter in your inbox 6 a.m. Sunday morning. We are only a couple likes away from giving out another MLB pick. Another MLB pick that we're going to give out once we hit 20,000 likes. So just a few more taps of that screen left before we give out a pick. RME626, I'd go Christian Kirk. Nick, I'd go Lockett. I'd go Lockett over Godwin. Xavier, Ridley, flex with Jameer and Devontae at the... Yeah, I love what you're doing there. I don't like Madison at all. I'd put Swift in. I'd sit Madison. Xavier, Coleman, I'd sit Madison, start Swift, and start Ridley, Jamar, and Devontae Smith. Batania, I'd go with Algier. Batania, yeah, I'd go with Algier. Big Brunis, I'd go with, Swift or Addison. I like them both. I'll go Swift just barely because he's going to get more touches because he's a running back, but if you guys haven't done so, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you subscribe. Of course, on TikTok, subscribe. But of course, hit that follow button. That way you never miss our show. It is time to give out another MLB game pick. Another MLB pick for you guys. I'm going with the Braves. I'm taking them obviously on the money line, but I'll also take them on the run line. Braves on the run line tonight. I'm getting that. Let me make sure I'm getting that at the best possible odds. That's one of the reasons I love this Outlier app. I can always kind of comparison shop between these. So really quick, looking at that Braves game. Minus 148. Minus 148 on that one. So, another MLB pick for you guys. We've given out 4 in the show. J Money 239. Devontae Adams, Kenneth Goddard. Dallas Goddard, Kenneth Walker. What are we doing here? For Jamar and Moss. I don't know what the trade is, to be honest. I'd rather have Jamar Chase and Moss than Adams and Goddard, if that's what the deal is. Trade Deebo Samuel for Garrett Wilson? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ford or Edwards? Chad Walters, I'd go Edwards this week. Chad Walters, I'd go Edwards this week. Chris, I'd go DJ Moore. Chris, I'd go DJ Moore. Amenza, 713, I'd go Amari Cooper. Man, it's close. Between Mostert and Amari Cooper, it's very close. Brian Robinson, I like, but I don't love. Okay, everybody, final minute of the show. Appreciate all of you guys being with us across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. If you haven't done so already, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on Kick, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're a part of this community. We're live every day. If you're watching on TikTok, I will have a subscriber-only show later tonight at 11 p.m. tonight, probably at 11. I will have a subscriber-only show. So, if you want your fantasy question answered and you don't want to put up with copy and pasting, you don't want to put up with other people's questions, make sure you subscribe right now. Subscribe now. I assure you, I will answer your questions every week, every day, as many as you want. So, make sure you guys subscribe right now on TikTok. That way, you guys can be a part of our show tonight. You will get all of your questions answered. Last night, I stayed on for an extra 10 minutes because some people subscribed, asked more questions than we expected. I'll stay on all night if people subscribe and ask questions. You can ask as many questions as you like. But if you subscribe right now on TikTok, you will be aware of when that show starts and you'll be able to be a part of it. So make sure you subscribe on TikTok right now if you haven't done so already. That's going to be our show for today. Love you guys. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you guys so much for the support you guys show me every single day. One more time, I'm going to tell you guys all of the picks that I've put out there thanks to SHARPZ. All of these picks I'm going to put on the SHARPZ app. So if you missed any of them or you want to see the other bets that I'm making, just DM me on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram, and I will share that link with you. Okay, our SHARPZ play of the day, one more time, is Ole Miss, Alabama, under 59.5. I'm getting that at minus 174. One more time, Ole Miss, Alabama, under 59.5, minus 174 are the odds. We gave out a lot of NFL player prop bets. You can find those. We'll keep those on the screen while I share our MLB game picks for tonight. MLB game picks for tonight. Red Sox on the money line. Tigers on the money line. Brewers on the money line. And the Braves minus 1.5. One more time for those who weren't listening. Red Sox on the money line. Tigers on the money line. Brewers on the money line. And the Braves minus 1.5. those are all of our picks for today. That is our show. It is so wonderful that we have such a loyal audience of viewers. You guys are the best. The butt fumblers, you guys are the absolute best. Thank you guys so much every single day for watching. I know there are a lot of options out there, a lot of places you could go to watch content, get advice. I hope this is the most entertaining, the most informative, the most fun that you have watching and talking about sports anywhere else. Hope you guys are following. Hope you guys are subscribing. We will do a subscriber-only show later tonight, and we will be live at 10 a.m. tomorrow. 10 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. We will be live with a college football pregame show. Obviously, we'll also be covering the NFL as well. So make sure you guys follow us. Make sure you're with us. 10 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We will be live. That way you can see every bet, every pick, every little bit of fantasy advice will be in our show 10 a.m. tomorrow. Otherwise, subscribe. Be a part of our show tonight. Thank you guys so much for being with us. Hope you guys stay healthy. Hope you stay safe. Hope you have a wonderful night wherever you are. Cannot wait to talk some fantasy football and sports betting with you guys later tonight if you subscribe. Otherwise, see you at 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow and cash some tickets tonight, everybody. Let's go. Let's go cash some tickets. Good night, everybody. Oh. Everything was down. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. By the way, this weekend's we're going to make our nut. And it worked.
getting so much stronger too.